what advice do you have for everyone tuned in today about how they can go about discovering their role in Chicago's next chapter of building and thriving?
I always think you should go back to what it is you're good at. Um, I think that Chicago needs everybody we have. You asked that question before about why, what drew you to Chicago and why do you think people come here? And I think it's Chicago's diversity in a general sense, right? No matter what you love or what you're good at, Chicago will meet you there. And so I think Chicago is going to need every one of us on this call today and your friend who didn't make it. And so whether or not you care about making sure that, kids who, I mean, one example, that kids who love music can find a home to express that love in Chicago public schools. So we have a thriving music program. Or if you're going to make sure that you take your success as a founder and mentor the way that Sam does, or that you invest the way that Hardick does, that you take that initiative and express that love and desire in Chicago, because there's room for everyone and what they want to invest in. And it's just a matter of, I think, Matt, what you just said, is a matter of taking action, right? There's enough anxiety for everyone now. And so it's a matter of just taking that first step. So finding your spot in Chicago, I think, is as easy as saying, my spot is around love of music, love of food, walking out to my community and picking up trash on my street corner because it needs to be picked up. There's room for all of those activities and for everybody who wants to do them.
Yep. And Andrea, what would be your advice?
Well, I agree with Brenna, and we've heard a lot about our diversity, both of what we have and both in terms of, but also of the people. But one thing I think that's come out of COVID, and there have been some highlights around the disparity, but there's also a lot of opportunity for re-engagement. I mean, we love being together and we can't wait to find the times when we can be together face to face. But in the meantime, these digital platforms have been able to help us provide all kinds of access to people that might not have otherwise had access. And so I think finding ways to elevate that and continue to push that, particularly into communities of color, to ensure that they can be leveraging the benefits of what's happening digitally, and providing so that you can teach a class for students in CPS from your home now. If you want to, you can volunteer to train, to mentor a student that lives in Inglewood if you live on the North Shore, if you choose to, without having to go there. So those opportunities are there. We just have to make sure that we're continuing to push to provide access, because we still do have a significant digital divide. But the opportunities to come together and collaborate are there. So I back literally everything that Brenna said, but I also want to encourage you to not limit your thinking, but also be recognizing that we have way too many people still who don't have the kind of access that we have to the digital world. And it is absolutely where everything is happening today.
And I think one other thing is, from just looking at the future of work stuff that I've, deals and ecosystem that we've been looking at, the world is increasingly moving towards people being hired for jobs versus people being hired for skills, like, the Accenture liquid workforce. And so the advice I've given my daughter as a junior in college is, I've said, here's some Coursera classes in accounting or in AI. You can take free classes at Harvard, MIT, Coursera, Udemy, whatever. And I think the most important thing people can do is continue to lifelong learning, is build your skills based upon, invest in yourself, based upon a lot of the virtual stuff that's out there. And then get involved in the community.